When we're talking to marketing clients who may be thinking, AI, where do I start? We say it's simple. Just think about three things: core, cost, and opportunity. What do you advise?
I think the important thing is to really just break it down into a very simple framework of where are you going to get the highest value and what is the least complex thing. And you always want to sort of start there because you can move most quickly and get obviously a great ROI in that space.
How do you decide what you'll do in-house and what you'll outsource?
You really want to be spending time now on upskilling and training. I think it's completely critical. Becoming an AI native organization is what's going to differentiate you over the next decade or more. And so making sure that your team has in-house capability to use these tools is really important. You want to balance that with obviously bringing in the right expertise that can help you do the more complex systems, agents, automations that can really help you scale, but it definitely should be a balance. And I also think increasingly you'll start to see roles like the go-to-market engineer. This is a role that I think is very interesting, where it's a balance of marketing and sales with technical capabilities. So they can actually build systems in-house for the marketing team. And I suspect we'll see more of that. Really, the outsourcing should then just be a build versus buy piece of decision making.
Are we seeing far more SEO or the equivalent of it in the AI space now?
Absolutely. And this industry is going to be massive. If you believe that AI will increase, you believe that AI search will help to continue to be distribution for companies. And it's worth saying there's a lot of similarities with SEO. There's some confusion around, is this something completely different or is it the same? There's a lot of similarities. If you're good at SEO, you'll likely be good in AI search engines. But there's definitely ways and tactics to make sure that you can appear in AI search that's different from SEO. Things like being really active and engaged in Reddit. It uses different things under the hood to make sure you appear. So I'd encourage marketing teams to, one, take the channel very seriously, and two, make sure that you're optimizing for the right things that help you in GEO compared to SEO, even though there are similarities.
Is it a case, from what you're saying, that we are possibly heading towards a point where the big AI players are essentially operating systems and everything is channeled through one of these platforms?
I think you're on the right lines. We are starting to see these AI platforms become more and more sophisticated, and I think everyone will resonate with the fact that more of their work is happening inside them. For example, you're going to ChatGPT for more and more of your tasks. We're starting to see evolutions like apps being inside these LLMs, meaning that you can do even more work inside of them. You can open up the browser inside of them. It's got Atlas, for example, which is OpenAI's browser. There is more and more happening inside them, and over time, there is just less and less reason to leave.
When I'm looking to hire and to upskill my team on AI, do I need to pick between ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini? Does everyone need to have a level of learning on all three? Do I need to just plump for one? What should I be doing?
Great question. We get this a lot from teams, and as an enterprise, you need to build up expertise on that platform. For example, build projects, build custom skills, have all your teams working in one place. So what I recommend is to pick one that is working for your teams. Not worry too much about model changing. Maybe have an AI evangelist within your team that's keeping track of model development and testing performance, and trying to actually make sure you sort of have one which you think is yours. For example, for our business and lots we advise, Claude is great. And so we build up expertise there. However, we are constantly monitoring and tracking and testing new models. And you want to try and have a bit of flexibility there and not overly stick to one, because for example, if you find Gemini recently comes out with Nano Banana, which is a great image model, you want to make sure your team is using that. And I think it's important for marketing teams to understand you do need to, I think, have a strategy around how can you be part of the arbitrage opportunity of creating far more content, using AI in your processes. But I'd really encourage teams to make sure it still feels human. Do not try and make it end-to-end AI native, but have human in the loop checks, make sure it feels authentic, and more use AI in the process rather than for the end output.
How fundamental an impact is AI having on the marketing industry?
It is going to be as big, if not bigger, than the internet in terms of the way marketing is going to change. I think about the transformation in three main areas: how teams are working, you've got what, so the outcome, volume of content, volume of ad iterations, these kind of things, and also where, so the distribution channel.
What do we know is in the future from a marketing point of view?
Over time, autonomous systems are going to really be a thing. Let's say you want to build your LinkedIn personal brand. The power of an agent is that you don't need to be in the process. They will autonomously do research, they will autonomously draft, they will autonomously publish and sort of act on your behalf. We aren't there yet. Another area that I think it's really important for CMOs to look at is pricing. AI allows for the first time that you can get to outcome-based pricing. So it could be that you pay for outcomes based on social media performance, or you pay on outcomes against SEO or appearing in search engine performance. Another area to look at is distribution opportunities. So we're starting to see inside LLMs, so ChatGPT for example, applications being built. And that means you can do things like, rather than just get text, you can connect inside ChatGPT to a Canva app, for example, and it will make you a presentation without you even having to leave ChatGPT. This is great for marketing teams because it means that you can just be far more efficient in the way that you work. But beyond that, for many marketing teams, it's also a massive distribution opportunity. What's happening is these applications are over time going to be used to put at the end of people's answers. So it's a really big distribution arbitrage that is coming. And I think a lot of marketing teams can think about how could we start to reach that audience.
That will be fundamental.
Yeah. Advertisement is changing drastically. Previously, you would only be able to run a couple of ad variations and it would be very expensive. Whereas now you can run hundreds of ads variations, barely any cost to generating those ads, pick the ones that are best and then run those.
I think there's an irony that ChatGPT has started to advertise on TV, yet there is no obvious advertising on the platform. Is that set to change?
It is, and I think it's almost certain it's coming. And again, I think this is a huge opportunity for marketing. There will likely be advertising that exists where it doesn't impact the answer. That's really important because it means that you keep trust in ChatGPT's answer, but it will mean that you can put like an advertisement at the bottom of the answer, for example. At the start, there is huge distribution advantages because they will give advertisements for a preferential price. That will reduce over time, like it does on all platforms, like it has with Google. Things become saturated, but there is very much an opportunity to get advantage at the beginning where there's fewer players in the space and advertisements are new, and OpenAI is really trying to make sure companies have an ROI, so we'll give them preferential treatment.